Hey, welcome back everyone to another LEGO review. This is the LEGO Movie Set number 70812, Creative Ambush. It is recommended for ages 8 to 14 and has 473 pieces. Looking at the box here, it move this up a little bit. There we go. So you can see Bob's flying machine up there, the saloon that's been transformed into a biplane, and a micromanager chasing the businesswoman. You can see also they highlight the 4 minifigures that come with the set. So let's look at them right now. We're going to start off with Bob. He is probably my favorite minifigure of this set, because of all of the detailed printing on his torso, his legs, and his back. You can see the apron coming around the tie. See the mustard and ketchup stains on his apron and his shirt. He's got a little happy face on his pocket. He's got a name badge, but there's no name on it right there. It's just like a line going across, but we could pretend that says Bob. And got the big sideburns, kind of a scruffy face, his happy customer service face on, and then he's got his printed baseball cap, which looks like his little pot, his little roasting pot, which we can see here, right there. So there's the pot, and here it is replicated on his hat. Let's wait for it to focus. There we go. So there it is on the hat, and it is on fire. So that's where he does his cooking, right? So that's Bob. Cool minifigure. He has, on the picture, it shows him holding these little pieces here, which I guess is his food that he serves at his stand. And then he's got his little knife. Let's get it on there. There we go. So he's got a knife also to help prepare the food. Cool minifigure. Here is the businesswoman Ellen. Yeah, her name's Ellen. Basic city minifigure in the fact that she's wearing a business suit, pantsuit. So it's just pants with a top, a little bit of printing on the top. And it's kind of printed like it's bunched in a little bit right there. That's kind of how the LEGO represents women figures. So you can kind of imagine that's more form-fitting. And she has a basic kind of neutral face here. If I take her hairpiece off, you can see on the back she's got her scared face. So that scared face is for when she realizes the micromanager is chasing her. And of course just a plain old briefcase that opens, nothing inside. And we could put an important document in there if we want. Let's find this. There we go. Look at that. Spare gauge on there. You can see a 1x1 tile fits in the briefcase just fine. Now she has something important to carry to work. Alright, so let's look at the 2 saloon figures. This is Sud's Backwash, and it's S-U-D-D-S, Suds. So he looks probably like a bartender, you know, with the era appropriate top hat, his neatly trimmed and curled mustache, kind of an angryish, smug face. Let's zoom in here. What are you zooming in on? So there we go. Kind of see his eyebrows, the way they kind of curl over his eyes a little bit. He kind of looks a little angry. No printing on the legs, a little bit on the back, but it doesn't need much. You know, the little bolo tie thing there is cool. So that's Suds. And then here's Root Beer Belle. She is the probably the cocktail waitress in the saloon. So she has her lovely printed torso and dress. The dress is just printed on the front. You know, when you get to the sides and the back, you just kind of assume that this pattern goes all the way around it. Single printed face, and then you can see the back printing of the torso, which is really nice. A lot of color on there, a lot of depth. These printing jobs they do on these women's clothes is pretty good sometimes. This is definitely one of the better ones. So that's Root Beer Belle. Now let's look at our Micromanager. Now this Micromanager is a little bit different, like they all are, but what's noticeably different about it is there's no compartments that open. There's nothing that gets concealed or anything. This is pretty much just a box with a flick fire missile hanging off to the side and some giant feet. It's a very, very, very basic Micromanager, but they're all different. So you gotta have a basic one, right? So now let's look at Bob's Kebabs Flying Kebab Stand. Put the little flick fire missile back on there. So what it looks like we got here is a machine that hovers. You know, especially looking at the box, the way they render it with the fire shooting out. Obviously the fire doesn't actually shoot out of the wheels, but that's where you use your imagination. So these wheels are built on these hinge bricks, and they do turn a little bit, so they're kind of articulated. But when they land, you know, you can land them on all four of them. He's got a couple wings off to the side that are attached with hinges. And of course your notorious flick fires underneath there. These are a little bit different because they don't just put a single stud on the front of the flick fire piece. It's actually this ice cream cone piece with 3 of the different colored studs on there. You know, and this is supposed to be more or less taken off and reused as part of his food piece that I showed you earlier. So you've got one on each side underneath the wings. You have some clips here to hold on to the knives. You got control panels. He basically flies this machine with just these 2 levers, but you have a couple coffee mugs off to the side, the ketchup and mustard bottles, and back here you have this pot that is more or less used for cooking his food that he serves. And what's cool about it is there's a heating element. You know, the grill piece or whatever is actually turned on its side, and I imagine it's there to keep heat on this pot, kind of keep whatever's in there still cooking. Now here's what's interesting about this model is you've got this little contraption under here with these gears. You can see as I turn this pot, those gears turn, but they don't turn anything. I mean, maybe the whole point of it is you can, while holding this, reach back here and slowly turn these with your finger. You see there's not much distance you can go with it, but maybe that's what that's for, is you can kind of hold it back here. But you know, I've seen contraptions like that where you see it in a lot of Technic models, but usually there's another gear that comes down and you twist it this way and you can kind of really get it going, because you're twisting, you know, either clockwise or counterclockwise. But when you've just got this little bit sliver here to put in there and kind of turn, it's a little bit harder. But maybe that's what it's for. It's just awkward. There's nothing to hold on to it. He's like, you gotta hold it on the front, put your finger back here, and then just kind of turn it. You know, it's not like you can fly around with it and turn it. It's just an awkward little position. And then on the top here, you've got your awning piece. So it's a mishmash of everything. Oh, and there's two little pots up here on the front, so they clip on right there, or pans actually. They're not pots. So he's got some frying pans. So cool contraption. It's very typical to a lot of these Lego movie sets. And I'll go ahead and put Bob back in there. He more or less just sits right in that big open spot there. So he's ready for action now. So here is our, let me get these guys in here. This is our biplane piece. Before I put her in there, I'm gonna show you something. Let me go ahead and take both of them out. So this is basically a mishmash of what you can imagine was a saloon at one point or another. Now this is the unstickered version. I typically do not sticker my models unless it's something I know I'm going to keep together and display pretty much forever. But if I'm not, I typically do not sticker them. So what I'll do is I'll show you the box art here. And you can see right up here, they have the saloon sticker. There's a music sheet back there. There's some dartboards. And the dartboard over there. You can't see it, but on the side of this piece, there's some other stickers. But anyway, basically all the artwork for those stickers really is saloon related. So you can see there's shutters, there's bottles, there's cannons. Like I said, we've got the shutters, there's these spindly pieces. Of course you got all the smokestacks, which these are usually used in city sets. I don't know what part of the saloon these came from. Going to the back, you can see you got these pieces here that are normally used at the foundation of buildings. You've got a couple treasure chests. Let me turn this a little bit better. So you got some treasure chests here on both sides, and you open them up and there's dynamite hiding in them. See, there's another one on this side. Dynamite goes in there. You've got some whips, another shutter, some more barrels, and of course this was where the music sheet is. You've got a little sink faucet up here. So just a lot of different cool pieces. Now if you look in here, there's this jumper plate, this jumper tile that has a hole right in the middle, and that's so you can put Root Beer Belle on there. You can see she has that hole in the middle of that tile, so it lines up perfectly to where she fits right on top of that jumper tile. And then our Suds backwash guy goes right there. You can kind of see them right through everything. That's how they fit onto this. The smokestacks are cool because they kind of look like machine guns on the front of the plane. The propeller turns. There's, move these out of the way, there's a couple little pistols on both sides. And of course you open the treasure chest and the dynamite releases, bringing mayhem to whoever is below. Unfortunately, this is a very fragile model, and I'm pretty sure it won't fare very well in our drop test. So that is a review of Creative Ambush. It is a Target exclusive, or you can get it at Shop at Home, the Lego store, for about $40, I think, which is not bad because it's 473 pieces. So that kind of gets you down below that 10 cents piece price range. And there's a lot of cool, good, diverse variety of parts in the set. So pick it up. I definitely highly recommend it. I'll probably be rebuilding this into what looks like a saloon. Probably won't stay together as a biplane very much longer. So make sure to watch our drop test and see our live build and see our other videos and subscribe. Thanks for watching.